Good morning, everyone. I am a little bit irritated at myself because I already filmed this and it's getting darker now for my filming time, but I forgot to plug in my mic and it's like the audio is usable, but when you have a mic and you know how much more better it sounds, well, you just suck it up and refilm the whole thing. This video, I'm not going outside because guess what? It is minus 35 right now. It is just not happening. So I'm doing an indoor one, but I want to talk about the great debate. I don't even actually know if this is a debate. I have seen other videos where people talk about composition versus light and what's more important. However, I don't feel that either of them are more important than each other. They're very different. But I do want to break down why I believe people should put emphasis on growing their skills within composition. It is so important. I have some images to show you and why that is. So let's just get right into it and dive into these images. These two images that I'm going to show you are moments where I had really great light, like just beautiful, but I feel the composition lacks, and it is on both of them. I feel the same way about both. I could have put far more effort into the composition to really maximize the light that I was given at the time. And I think this is so why I believe that composition is so important is, again, because you will have moments where you have this great light, but if you don't have the skill to back it up and execute something with your composition, it's probably just going to be a pretty plain Jane boring photo, because we all know that Joe can go on a hike with his iPhone and he knows nothing about photography, but he might have this crazy wild sunset and he can just snap it and, share this beautiful light with people. But when you have skills as a photographer and your compositional skills are top notch, you can make something that just makes people go, wow. Anyways, I feel that I had the light in these two images, but I do not feel like I executed my skill very well with both of them. Now I'm going to flip the tables and show you an image where I didn't have great light, but I used my skills in composition to my advantage and walked away with one of my favorite images to date. This was a really long time ago, probably 6 years ago, and it was just at the end of a creative rut. We all go through those creative ruts, but this was one for me, and I remember feeling so frustrated at the gray blah weather, because that's typically what November is here in Canada. It's just pretty blah, but I was like, no, I'm gonna go out and create no matter what. I'm gonna go play with some long exposures at the lake, and that's what I did. And then even with just a simple rock and some moody weather and a reflection, I was able to pull out one of what I consider one of my best shots to date. And this image actually kick-started that for me, where I was like, oh man, you can still create these beautiful images when you don't have light, as long as your skill and your composition is top notch. Like, you're gonna still walk away with just gorgeous creations no matter what you do. And I learned that on this day, and ever since then, I should mention I use the long exposure technique in pretty much all of my landscapes, but I do believe you can still create dramatic images even if this wasn't a long exposure. But that's typically my go-to to help add like drama to images or scenes where maybe it's lacking in that light. But again, you can still do it without. So for the last, we'll say 6 years, I've been creating like this. I've always pretty much placed an emphasis on my composition because, again, as landscape photographers, you cannot control the light. We can chase it, and it's so much fun to do that. We all know it's just a rush to try and get beautiful light. But it's not like portrait photography where we're adding the light into the scene. And I know in Photoshop you can fake it and put it in there, but for myself, I still like to get everything done right in camera. And I think that it helps teach you like these skills out in the field if you're trying to work with what you're given rather than put it in Photoshop. Then there's the moments that happen where your skill in composition is top notch and you're presented with some beautiful light. And that's when amazing things happen for you. And if you're, you know what you're doing with the camera and you know how to compose a scene, when you are faced with those little sliver moments of light, you're just prepared for them. And then you know how to work the light and, make the best of it at that time, because we all know that when we have crazy light, it's pretty fleeting and it disappears really, really quickly. So just having your skills up to date and, you know, working on your compositional skills, I think better prepares you to deal with light when it happens. I really, really hope that that helps someone, or someone connects with that, or at least it, you know, just sets you on a path where you are wanting to go improve your own photography, because that's truly what I'm trying to do with this channel, is give you guys some valuable content and just share how I learned, how I grew, and I definitely make a bazillion mistakes with light and composition still, but over the years I've just definitely have noticed things that have worked and have helped me improve with my photography. I do want to do a little bit of a self-shill and just remind you guys that Josh and I have a photo tour February 13th to 20th in Death Valley and Alabama Hills. We just sold a spot just the other day, so I think we only have 4 or 3 spots. I should know this a little bit better. I know that, guys, but whatever. Anyways, we have a tour, and I would love, love, love if someone from my little YouTube channel community could make it there. That would just be so incredible. So please check that out. The link is in the description. I'm going to Australia. I'm flying there on December 24th. I know that's just wild. Why do I want to be on a plane on Christmas? But anyways, that is happening. So I know I said I'd talk about that in this video, but I'm actually going to talk about it in the next video, because there's just too much going on this week leading up to flying away, and I want to film some stuff going up to that. So yes, going to Australia soon. Not going to say my happy holidays or anything like that now, because I will have one more video out before December ends, so we'll save all that for the next video. Please subscribe if you like this and enjoyed the content. It means a lot to me, and it definitely helps me be able to continue putting out videos. I will talk to you guys next week. Bye!